This week's show brought to you by SCAD, Scott Countyans Against Drugs. Chenault and Hogue for all your insurance needs. Welcome everybody to the News Graphic Scott County Cardinals Boys Basketball Coaches Show premiere edition of the 2018-19 season. It's the second week of the season, and as we know, football kind of crept into things there a little bit, so we're going to be looking back, looking ahead, previewing the season, talking about this week. Going to be a little hodgepodge in this episode because it was a huge first week. If you look on paper, I don't think there's any question that Scott County had the toughest schedule of any team in Kentucky for boys basketball. They played the consensus number 17 team in the state at home, South Laurel, beat them convincingly. Played the consensus number 4 team in the state, that was Ballard. Beat them by a running clock that took effect in the third quarter. I don't think anybody expected that. If you went to Louisville last year to see the Scott County Ballard game, Ballard controlled that one most of the night until late third quarter, early fourth when Scott County took over and won by 6. They won this one by 28 and it wasn't that close. Ballard just kind of took advantage of some fast break opportunities after the game went to a running clock, but a completely dominating performance by Scott County to go 2-0 in the state. And then they headed over to the Marshall County Hoop Fest on Saturday to take on a team from Olive Branch, Mississippi. The defending state champion in their class down there were Olive Branch. The Conquistadors, very physical. They had DJ Jeffries, who is committed to the University of Memphis. A lot of UK fans were hoping he might choose Kentucky. He chose to stick with his old AAU coach, Penny Hardaway. He had a decent game, 20 points, but left a lot of points at the free throw line. And the Olive Branch defense was a little questionable at times. Left some threes open for Scott County. Left some opportunities to do what the Cardinals do, and they pull away late and win by 10 to go 3-0. That win served some national notice, as Olive Branch was ranked, I believe, 26 in the country going into the season. Kind of flip-flopped the teams after that game. In this week's Max Preps national ranking, Scott County checks in at number 29. So a lot of people taking notice of the Cards early. They're far and away considered the favorite in Kentucky this year. And all that stuff the first week came on the heels of a preseason that was no joke either. They took on Pickerington Central from Ohio, another team ranked in the national top 100, blew them out at home, went down to Inez to the Zip Zone Classic, and defeated Kiki Tandy and University Heights, and they're ranked in the top 5. So everybody Scott County's played so far is a force to be reckoned with, and the Cards have just run them out of the building for the most part. So how have they done it? Balance, senior leadership, a lot of experience on this group. Last year, as we all know, Scott County got to the state final, lost to a Covington Catholic team that started 5 seniors, and I think you're seeing kind of the shoes on the other foot this year. Scott County will be the team with 5 seniors on the floor at the beginning and the end of every game. They've done all this the first couple of weeks without Glenn Covington, who will be kind of slowly getting back in the lineup now that football season's over. But Lorenzo Williams has really taken off, vastly improved. Cam Fluker, maybe the most improved player I've seen in the state this year, I think without question. Just all heart and gets everything out of his physical size and stature and ability. And then you look at Michael Marino, who for my money is the best player in the state overall, scoring, rebounding, passing, he does it all. Just the spiritual leader on that team and has been since his freshman year. Bryce Long, don't leave him open, he will make you pay. And Diablo Stewart, as good a point guard as there is in the state. And we're leaving people out. And honestly, this junior class that's coming up didn't see a lot of time last year. People like Michael McKenzie, KJ Tucker, Taryn Hamilton, Jalen Barber, they're coming off the bench and seeing big minutes with this varsity, especially with these one-sided games early on, getting quality time and hanging in there and only increasing that lead. They're not just holding on to things, they're ripping it open for the Cards and making life easy. So this is going to be an exciting team to watch. Want to encourage you to be there for all the home games this year. If you can't be, we want to encourage you to check out newsgraphic.com, and this goes for the girls show. We didn't quite mention it on that show this week, but we're going to be doing a game of the week at newsgraphic.com. It's going to be either a boys or a girls game every week, and it's going to be a home game, often on Friday night, but we tried to choose some of the best district and region matchups for you. Going to put the Cards front and center and show you 2 of the best teams in the state of Kentucky, and we hope you'll join us If you can't be at the gym for those nights, check us out online and check out the cards online as well. Coach Billy Hicks, with 3 wins, he moves up to 981 for his career officially. We know there are a few on the books that he would like to have back, but he's going to hit that 1,000 barrier this year. He's going to be the first that's ever done it in the state of Kentucky, one of the few nationally. There's only 4 or 5 coaches nationally that have done that. It's just so hard to do time and time again, year after year, to have that kind of longevity and success. He'll tell you a lot of it's the players, and these players really seem to have embraced his system over the years, and it just seems like their time. We talked with Coach Hicks about that, about the depth he's got, about the week that's ahead. Let's see what he had to say.
Scott County has proven its worth against opponents from Kentucky, Ohio, and Mississippi early in the season.
And really counting the trip to Inez, you know, a solid top 10 team in the state is University Heights, and in 8 days we played 4 games against all, you know, top 10 caliber competition. We transversed the whole state from Inez to Benton, so I guess a few miles either direction we've been out of the state. So one thing I found out, Cal, is Kentucky's a long state. It's a long way across Kentucky. It's 3 hours in that direction and 4 hours in the other direction. So you figure it's about a 7-hour trip anyway.
And you factor in the time change too.
Right. But I'm really proud of these kids. They always have been. They've been a very resilient group, and they're tough kids, and you know, just really proud of them. I wish we could have shot the ball a little better Saturday. It certainly would have made the game a lot easier. But you know, sometimes it's good to have a game like that where you really got to gut it out and work for it, and just, you know, become a possession game, and got to get stops and got to score to win.
The margin of victory against Ballard was surprising on Friday night.
You know, after 40 years of coaching, I don't get surprised very much, but I was surprised at that. And again, I knew, you know, Ballard is always so athletic, and again, that's where our experience that we've had over the years puts us a little further ahead of a lot of people right now, because, you know, we're ahead of them. We know what we're doing. We know how to run our stuff, know how to play. And this early in the season, a lot of teams are just filling each other out. They're trying to find out what they have and everything. So that gives us a little early advantage. I hope, you know, it's like a race. You know, we get ahead of them 10 yards. We ain't going. I hope we don't look back and let them catch us. We got to keep digging and keep going forward.
Lorenzo Williams and Cam Fluker's improvement has been a big factor in the Cards' early success.
Really proud of Lorenzo and Cam and the whole team, actually, but God, I'm just so proud of Lorenzo. He had a great sophomore season, and then last year was just you know, it's just one thing. Lorenzo had a tough year last year. Even eventually, you know, played himself right out of a starting job, but now he's come back and has stepped up as, you know, one of the premier players in the 11th region, and if you're one of the best players in the 11th region, you're one of the best players in the state, and he's certainly that. I mean, and he's, you know, I think he's going to have a really chance to play some college basketball, because he's a big, strong guard that everybody looks for. Cam is just, boy, he just makes plays, and I told him, practice it there. You got a rebound. I said, I don't know how you got it, but keep getting them.
Opponents' attention on Michael Marino has opened the door for other Cards to step up.
It's been interesting, because everybody's been trying to really double up Mike, and what it is, Michael is, and I've said that all along, it's no surprise, he's an excellent passer. And what happened, Mike's doing a good job of finding the open men, and he also does a good job of catching the ball and gathering himself to see what he has. He catches that thing, he gathers himself, he looks at it, then he surveys things, and then makes you know, he's good at reading. If he has one-on-one, he's going to beat you. If he draws a double, probably beat you too. If he gets 3, he's going to pass it. But he's really an excellent passer.
The 11th region schedule opens up with back-to-back games this week.
Get right into it this week with Doug. We got LCA at the LCA on Thursday night, and Douglas on Friday. I've seen the LCA, I haven't seen Douglas yet, but you know, LCA is, you start off with them with Kyle Rode, who is an excellent player, really a good basketball player. We saw that last year in the regional final. That might have been the best I've seen him in that game, because boy, he stepped up, he wanted to win, he showed what a competitor he is, and boy, man, he's really a tough player. And seems like he's been around. I've been here 25 years. He's been around for about 20 of those years, I think. Seems like he's been here forever. But he's really an excellent player. And then Douglas again they lost Mitchell and another player, but they got all the rest of them back. And you know, again with Nathan Valentine and Kurt Young, they both are very well coached, as you know most teams are in the 11th region. And so we again, it'd be good challenges both nights for us.
LCA and Scott County met in a classic regional final last year.
Right, and they got Doug Hacker, who's an excellent shooter. He averaged double figures last year, and they got Pierce Dalton, who's a good little tough guard. When Henderson got hurt last year in the regional, yeah, he came in and played really good against us. And then they got about 5 other players that look just alike. They're the same size, same body weight, same hairstyle, everything. I was there trying to figure out, and luckily you got numbers, because they got about 5 kids that look just alike, and they all play hard, they all can shoot the ball. So that you know, that presents some challenges. Not a big team, Cal, by no means, but other than Rowe, but they're fundamentally sound, and they really play hard, and they're smart players.
All right, that was Coach Hicks. He's looking forward to the games this week. At LCA Thursday night and home against Frederick Douglass Friday night, our game of the week at newsgraphic.com. A couple of the seniors we mentioned, Michael Marino, doesn't get any better. He's an automatic double-double, averaged 20 points and 10 rebounds per game last year. He's probably going to end up with 3,000 career points and maybe 2,000 rebounds. Just a giant, or 1,500 rebounds, I should say. Just a giant there, can do it all, can play anywhere on the floor. And Lorenzo Williams, his game has just grown by leaps and bounds, and I think a lot of the success early in this season is attributable to how he has worked in the offseason to make his game better. Let's see what Michael and Zoe had to say.
The Cards were excited to live up to expectations in the opening week.
Yeah, we like the way it worked out because we're still getting in the gym, still getting our chemistry together. We got a new teammate in Glenn coming in, so yeah, we're pretty happy about the good start.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of how we came out to start the year. I think, you know, there was high expectations, and I think we were even able to exceed them, you know, with beating Ballard by, you know, 30 points or having them running clock, you know, got a unanimous top 5. It's a top 5 team. And then with Olive Branch, I think we shocked even more people being able to go in and beat them, so by double digits.
SC's game versus Olive Branch at the Marshall County Hoop Fest was a physical contest.
I think with the history of the Marshall County Hoop Fest, they're used to having really good teams come in, and they don't want to, you know, just blow the whistle the whole game and, you know, call every tic-tac foul. And they're on a pretty tight schedule, so they're when, you know, we were in an early game, they want to get through, stay on schedule and everything. So they let us play a lot, and they were able to bump, shove, you know, grab, get away with little things just to try to take us off our game.
My shot wasn't falling first half, so I had to go get my points off the glass, and I ended up with 13 rebounds and putbacks.
Saturday's out-of-state opponent may have underestimated the Cards' depth.
I think with Olive Branch not being from here and not, you know, knowing like Scott County, who that is, I think, you know, we're a bunch of little redneck kids that just, you know, play for the school team in town. I think, you know, they played us one-on-one, and that was kind of to our strength, because most teams in the state will send 2 of one of our guys, no matter what. Whether that's me or go trap Diablo like they did, or, you know, go Lorenzo or Bryce, you know, just send people.
Marino has been getting ample support from his fellow seniors.
You know, I think if we had to give out awards right now, most improved player would probably go to either Lorenzo Williams, Cam Fluker, because Lorenzo, you know, has been playing out of his mind lately, scoring the ball, shooting the ball, fantastic. Cam has been rebounding the ball, handling the rock, you know, doing a little bit of everything, getting hands on the ball at all times on defense. So, I mean, you know, we've got a lot of kids that have changed. You know, Michael McKenzie stepped up a lot, been able to come out of JV and come out of his shell a little bit. Taryn, you know, has continued what happened last year. We're developing Jalen. So, you know, I think, you know, by the time we get Glenn Covington in the oil, like, in well-oiled machine, I think, you know, we could end up being, you know, 9 deep on a good day.
Yeah, we knew we were going to have upcoming JV players like Michael McKenzie and Taryn. We're going to be deep, pretty deep this year, so we know what we can do.
Scott County used its vast experience to put away South Laurel and Ballard at home.
That's the way they lost a lot. We're going to take advantage of them, you know, put the pressure to them, run with them, because, you know, we believe we were just as quick as they were on Friday night, and it showed because we were able to get out and go on the break, you know. But South Laurel was evident early because, you know, they would sub after every free throw to try to prevent the break a little more. Ballard just wasn't ready for us to come down and shove it down their throat like that. So
The Cards will face a hostile atmosphere in a couple of upcoming games.
This is the year we traveled to Lexington. My sophomore year, we did the same. Had a great year. It's really exciting to go into Lexington just because the energy's a lot higher. Teams are ready to, put a smack on us, even though they haven't beat us in 2 years or ever. They're just, they're ready to go. They're fired up when they're in the home gym and they got something to prove.
No, we've been working for this all year. I think we know we're the top dog in the state, and everybody's gonna be coming after us, but I think we can handle our own.
The two-time defending regional champs hope to make an early statement.
With them losing only 2 points to us, and there's a couple things that happened that maybe could have changed the outcome of the game last year. They believe, they can probably still hang with us even though they've lost their guys, and we're gonna try to go in there, show them what's up and show them that hey, last year, it was a great game and all, but that was last year. This is this year, so we're gonna go in, do what we got to do.
Douglas will provide the first district battle this Friday night.
And they have a lot of young kids that are really talented. They're getting in the machine, trying to build something, build a program over there, and they're doing a great job. But I'm excited, to see what they bring to the table this year. I don't know exactly what they have, but they're gonna have to play us just like we're gonna have to play them. And they put 5 out there just like we do. So I think we're gonna be prepared to the max for them because Coach always gets us ready.
Yeah, it's pretty fun playing 11 region games. The crowd's pretty nice, and we know what we're expecting.